Hello, welcome to the channel, Bob here, and I'm back with another video. This is a very different video, I think, to what I'm used to doing. I think this is probably the first video where I've, no, it's probably not, I think it's the first video where I've set out to do a separate audio track and just kind of put it over gameplay. Because I just kind of wanted to focus on the actual conversation than sort of, playing and trying to trying to concentrate on what I'm saying while I'm playing a game. But you will see some gameplay. But this is just a follow-up to the previous video about the Everquest Project 1999 green server. Kind of like a follow-up, I guess, just to look at, just having a look at some of the points that you guys have raised, and I thought I would kind of discuss them. I think that I just want to point out a sobering post. And a correct post, I think, from El Scorcho, who said, I think my plan would be to just start a cleric and actually group up with other untwinked people and have them rely on my healing to survive. Noted, point taken. Yes, that's kind of ideally what we all should be doing. It's just, starting a character, not worrying about what items you're going to get and whatnot, and just enjoy the experience. I can't say that that's what I'm going to be doing. But certainly, point taken. And just a quick one on another point. There's a couple of people made a similar point again about items and stuff. In a lot of the items, things like guides and stuff, weren't particularly common on live anyway. As well, I mean, I don't remember, to be honest, but so just suggesting to just don't worry about that kind of stuff and just play the game. Again, I mean, that is what I'm planning on doing. I think the thing with that is that as someone who is like a content creator and wants to create content, I haven't done before, and when I want to create content like me getting a guise or a mana stone or whatever it may be, that's and it's not so much about the items. Obviously, it's nice to have the items. I think to myself, I can't remember exactly how guys work. I think anyone can turn into a dark elf, I think, essentially. Is that right? So a dark elf shaman sounds pretty awesome to me. But it's more about the content. It's more about picking up. It's more about kind of recording the content of me camping it and picking and looting it and using it and that kind of thing. So I think that's but again, another good point. It's I imagine most people will. Well, I'm saying most people. I imagine there'll be a group of people who will just be playing it for the experience, and that's what I'm going to try to do. But I think the biggest point that came up is people are concerned about it, obviously fragmenting or splitting the community. And I can't disagree with that. I mean, I don't think that's a good enough reason not to do it. I mean, as someone who wants to start off. I would love to start off playing Everquest from the start, and then, as I said, create a video series and go right through to where the timeline for P99 ends. Which is a sort of, I guess, patch just before Lukeling came out. I guess that's kind of roundabouts where it was. But I can understand the point. And I think it's weird, actually. There was a poll on the forums, and I think that last time I looked at it, there was more people said they wouldn't move. And I guess you got a lot of people who've put a lot of time into the characters on blue, and and they don't want to go and start again somewhere else. That's perfectly understandable. I'm not sure it will split the community as much as people think. Really, I think as it approaches, I think people will sober up a bit. I think that the items thing will be a thing. There will be people who want to do it for the experience, or maybe like me, they'll want to record a series of videos on there. But I do think that there will be people who think, oh, I've never did this before, so I'll go and do that, or I've never got this item before, so I can do that. But I think as time goes by and we think about it a bit more, I think a lot of people will discover actually it's probably going to be some of it's probably going to be a toxic pile of shit, and I don't really want to get involved in that. It depends on how they decide to manage it. I mean, looking around at sort of some other people's opinions, some people think it's perfectly fine for people to camp at Guys, for example, and stay there, you know, until it gets nerfed and just charge people for it. You know, I'm not saying that's a wrong thing, but I'm saying it's a wanky thing to do. Essentially, I think anyone. I mean, I don't care. You know what the response is to this. I think anyone who does that kind of thing maybe needs to take a look at themselves. You know, the fact that you will take your time out to do that just to earn in-game currency. You know, that's essentially all it is. Yeah, I'd say you got other issues there, and you know, maybe you should be left to it, and maybe those of us who, won't do that will. We can't do that. We'll do other things. I don't know. It's a strange thing, but I think that, I mean, it's not. You know, I mean, that to me is like toxic. It's not. I mean, I guess it's not. Well, we don't actually. We don't know if it's against the rules or not at the moment, because we don't know what the rules are. You know, we've just had a picture. They haven't even confirmed it's called the Green Sir. I think it's only because the image is green, got a green tint. I think that's why we're, you know, thinking that it may well be a green server. But maybe that's the way to look at it. You know, but we don't. As I said, we don't know what the rules are on it at the moment. You know, it may well be that it's, you know, these camps are not camps. You can't sit there and hold them down. Maybe they will be able to. Maybe they'll be able to. I don't know. Police it well. You know, so that you don't have people. People just camping it for their own gain, essentially, all the time. But we'll see how it goes. You know, who knows? We all we have is a picture, and I'm sure maybe they're not even sure exactly what they're going to do at the moment. Maybe they're just, you know, working out plans, etc. on what to do with regards to policing stuff, or maybe not policing it at all. You know, we'll have to see. I mean, it's not till October, you know, so we've still got. I'm working it out there, about 6 months, essentially. A lot could happen in 6 months. You know, you might get people like myself who paid, who kind of invested in Pantheon. You know, maybe Alpha will start, and some of us will get invites. So maybe when it comes around, maybe they won't. Maybe people will just be doing other things. You know, I think it's a good time to release it though. The winter coming along, obviously releasing it in the summer, through the summer. Waste of time, but get it when the weather starts to deteriorate, and maybe we're indoors a bit more. And that's a good idea. I have to say that I've really got no idea how populated it's going to be, though. You know, it'll be, as I said. I mean, the poll that I saw, it was definitely the majority weren't going, not by a huge amount, but it'll be interesting to see. And as people said, you know, the issue with splitting the community. I can understand that, but I don't think that it's I don't think it's a good enough reason not to do it. You know, I think that from what I mean, the Green Server was mentioned. I mean, I heard mention of it a long time ago, like some years ago. So I kind of get the impression that it was always going to be their plan. You know, their plan was always to finish blue, so it's got all the patches, you know, and then start again and try and follow the timeline, you know. So that's I think it was always a thing. As I said, I mean, I heard about it quite some time ago, so I'm not sure. I don't think it's not a new thing they've suddenly decided to do. I think the other thing as well is that I'm not sure if it's still the plan, but one of the things they mentioned before was that when green is finished, is then to merge it with blue. I'm not sure if they would then start another server again. And start green, like reset green and start it again. That might be a thing. I guess from an economy point of view, that might be pretty tough going. You know, you might suddenly get an influx of, you'll get an influx of items on blue. A lot of these items that are, you know, these kind of very rare items that were eventually removed or nerfed. Yeah, so. That was something that was spoken about as well, but I'm not sure how much of a thing that will be. We'll have to see. I mean, what I'll do is I'll do another video when we get some more information about the rules and stuff and what they're hopes and dreams. I'm sure they'll be shattered by the player community. You know, it's the thing is that P99 communities, on the whole, you know, fairly good. But the thing is, it's like anything, isn't it? Really, you go on Twitter and you notice that it only really takes a small amount of people to kind of ruin it for a lot of people. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, toxic is a word that I've heard quite a lot in relation to the server, the new server that's going to come. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for sitting for another video of me waffling on. Yeah, and when we get some more info on green, I will do another update video. Thanks for watching, listening even.